Relationship with Rhonda and T. Tonight we're reviewing Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3 Episode 6. But before we get started, we need you to go ahead and smash that like button, drop down and hit the notification bell button, and make sure you subscribe to our channel, y'all. We really need y'all to go ahead and subscribe, and if you got something to say, get down in them comments. But let's go ahead and start this thing. Ghosts. Are you excited?
I'm mad at this episode. I wasn't mad at this episode.
It was a lot going on. Lot going on. I do appreciate that they're not holding things lingering. They we moving. We got a lot of ground to cover. We on episode 6. We only got 4 months more episodes, so we got a lot to wrap it up.
Then we go on this board and do a football.
Well, hello there.
I heard you when I was downstairs.
What was you
smack that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. I already heard you. Say my part.
Well, we don't got time to be waiting on you. Like it's gonna be.
There.
I'm just saying. Sure.
He eat my snacks.
Anyway.
It's my snack. My school snack.
Hello, trying to work here, football player.
All right.
The show opens. Monet is at the morgue. She gonna go ahead and identify the dearly departed husband.
That's
Lorenzo Tejada. That's him. She confirms it. Now, while she's down to the morgue, Diana is smashing the skinny TA. I don't need any more of this. Anyway.
I asked for somebody different, but I don't want her.
Even mind her. It's him. Ew, Diana, if you go get some, why? He look like one of them pretzels dipped in chocolate that you get at Christmas time.
He look like her.
She hates Diana. I don't know why.
I don't like her.
But that's between her and Diana. I ain't even gonna get into it now. Drew over here drawing his latest boyfriend, because that's what he does. When he falls in love, he got to draw a picture of you, and he's clearly in love or lust, whichever. Drew do a lot of smashing, so it's hard to tell what he got going on.
He's the flavor of the week.
Yeah, I mean, he's a nice flavor. I prefer this flavor to the last one, because at least he's not
to look at.
Well, I mean, that's apples and oranges. No, I meant because he's, they both cute in their own way, but he's not. He's a street dude. They understand each other. He's not out here worried about this guy. Nah, he did kill your daddy, but hey, somebody had to do it.
See how
cute for an eye, ain't that five or something? Anyway, Kane is over at the poker game down because he's still in Mecca's crib. Kane is the king of the world. He's giving me Nino Brown energy. But they all get a call from Mama Monet to let them know, Daddy gone. Somebody did the damn thing. It wasn't me, because I was at home with y'all, but somebody did it.
They didn't even cry. Diana, Poppy, really, your Poppy, and you didn't break down and have a whole fit?
She was a little
you would have thought they would have said Tariq the way she dropped one tear.
They didn't need, I mean, Monet's their mother. One tear is a lot for that family, because they don't really do emotional stuff. Effie is over there still over at Tariq's house. She didn't got out the shower feeling herself. Tariq is mad, so it ain't really a whole lot she can do. She doesn't know why he's mad. She asked him what's wrong. He got a lot on his mind. That's what men say. They got a lot on their mind. She's scrolling through her phone and she sees that Tejada is no longer with us. So she's like, yo, Tejada's gone. And he like, what? And she like, did you have anything to do with this? Why would I have anything to do with this?
Valid question. No, Tariq, because you got to do with everything. That's why.
I was with you. Did you have anything to do with it? Because I don't know what you doing, girl. I'm just saying. So everybody's getting the news. Sax is over there at the office. He's telling Davis that, Tejada's not here. He's been murked. And Davis is like, that's tight. I'll have to go ahead and send my condolences to the family. But you know what? Do you know anything about this investigation into Lauren death? Because seems like somebody said that they were reopening that case and investigating. And I need to find out if Tariq's name is anywhere in that. So can you go ahead and find that out? And, Sax don't want to talk about that. So he's like, yeah, I'll get into it. So how's your brother? So we're going to change the subject about the brother. And he's like, he ain't good. Like, we need to make this thing happen sooner rather than later. Do you have any hookups? Did you know any people that can move things around and get it moving a little bit faster? And, Sax is like, I'll get right on that. So that's his exit. He ain't have to talk about that whole Lauren thing anymore. Doing the daggone thing. Lauren is over to her mama house. She done woke up and, she is no longer at the safe house. She done went home. Her parents are not there. I'm just like, so her parents think she's dead. What was going to happen if they did come home and she came running down the stairs?
Act like Tariq. Lauren, what are you doing here?
Oh, Dad, I thought you was dead.
Right.
Then she hears like somebody coming in the door. So she goes rushing down the stairs, I don't know, to give her parents a heart attack, but it wasn't them. It was Jenny. I can't stand Jenny.
I do
Anyway.
not like her.
Jenny is going back and forth with her, like, you got to go back to the safe house. And she's like, where are my parents? And then Jenny's like, we had to move them, hide them. And actually, you can't even see them unless you agree to, that's so stupid. That's so dumb. Like, Lauren, what college do you go to? Because I feel like that is the biggest lie ever. No, I'm not cooperating. Yeah, I'm about to call my parents. I know what I'll do. I'll just go live on Facebook and be like, hey, the DA lady had kidnapped me and I'm really not dead. So where's my mother and father?
She's gonna take that whole police department is going down when this is all said and done.
But once Tariq, gets in her head, then
everybody going to prison. Everybody.
Not Sax, because he collected evidence. He got it all on his phone. He just took a picture of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Keep playing with him. He can't be trusted now. I don't care what side of the fence you on. The she done played him. Got his little honey nut filios all up in the mix, and she just stomping on him like a cigarette butt in the daggone street. Jenny asked Lauren where else did she go before she went to the house, and Lauren was smart enough not to tell her that she went to talk to Tariq, because Lauren is kind of dumb, but this was smart not to say anything. So she just said she just came here and waited on her parents. Lauren says she need to talk to Sax, and until she talked to him, then she can't make her no promises one way or the other. She's not going nowhere. Class, favorite part. I did not like this class. This class actually annoyed me because we sitting up here talking about truth, and ain't nobody in that class telling the truth. They all lying. All of them lying. Even the teacher. And some about her ain't right either. But we gonna find out. Effie giving a whole speech about what truth means, and Tariq looking at her like, you wouldn't know the truth if it came up and slapped you in the teeth. And then somebody starts talking about Tejada. And Tariq it's that same boy that came here on the Mayflower. He's always like disrupting the class. Him and the Asian kid, they always really want to stir things up and get Keisha over here all revved up, and that ain't really what you want. And now Keisha's roommate, like Braden's sister, we know what type of cloth she cut from, so we really not worried about her just yet. She's like an ally at this point, but they start talking about Tejada, and Tariq gets all in his feelings because he's like, that's rude, and you believe that, you believe everything about my family.
It was true. Everything they said was true. Tariq be acting like we don't know him.
Did you forget that your family did all the stuff that they said y'all did?
Everything they said they did. Everything they said
and you still doing it. Like you have continued the legacy, Tariq. But anyway, He defending Diana because apparently the Tejadas is over there being innocent, just like the St. Patrick's. People just got them all wrong, and now that's the truth. Family meeting. We got to discuss who's in charge because Daddy's gone, and we need to know who took him out. Drew thinks it's the Russians because the street says it's the Russians, and Diana and Kane are like, "Shut the hell up. That's just the streets talking." And Monet is like, "What we don't want is problems from the Russians." So pause on that right quick. I don't know where you think you're going there, little froggy, but we're not about to do that. Drew gets all huffy. He's mad. So he walks off and Diana goes after him to calm him down. And Kane is looking at Monet like, yeah, so it ain't the Russians, but you had some questions about Poppy last time we talked. And she like,
you know how you roll.
She like, what? You think I like had something to do with my husband's death? Are you crazy? Hell, if that's the case, then your ass wouldn't be here. I would have had you done up too, because
I'm watching you, because you will. And I'm watching you.
So just be clear, I'm not that kind of person. I loved Lorenzo. He was the love of my life, and I would never do something like that because he's the father of my children. Now, what I'm gonna need you to do is take this insurance policy, this life insurance policy, because we're about to collect on that, and I need you to keep this money clean. So
that's the part I ain't understand.
You sat up there and called him stupid. He's so dumb, 2 and 2 is 5. But you want to give him the life insurance policy to. First of all, isn't that legal money?
That's why I was confused. If it's a policy, then it is clean, right?
Well, the policy's clean. I guess they just want to make moves and maneuver things around and.
Sure.
What I know is Kane knows nothing about books. Why didn't you give that to Diana? Ain't she the one that does books? I'm just saying. Well, Nate, I don't know. Nobody's in charge over here because they're all stupid as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, she just called this boy a dumbass and expects him to have loyalty to her. How are you gonna talk to somebody like that and think it's like they just supposed to keep taking it and taking it and taking it? He was ready to he over there got his daddy brushing the soot off the floor with a toothbrush. That's how low down he had Lorenzo. Now Monet over here talking to him crazy like he ain't gonna do nothing. You know he crazy. So we down to the Weston offices, but Brain got off the elevator and Tariq whooped his natural ass right there in the hallway. He beat the boy down in the hallway, and of course Brain starts confessing. He's like slowly but surely trying to see who exactly is involved how. So he ain't confronting people, he's getting them to do all the talking. So while he's beating Brain's ass, Brain is like, I did just what you told me to do. I don't know what, and he was like, well then, he was like, Effie was saying she had to go. Effie said Kane told her that this girl got to go. How does Kane know about it? I do not know how Kane knew about it, but he did know about it. Probably Effie. I think you're right. Effie is probably the one that told Kane, and that's how the shit went down. I was not trying to be involved in any of that. I have no bodies on me. As of today, Brayton, whatever his last name is, have not killed anyone. No one. That is not what I do.
That is so.
Freak's mad. So he left his ass beat up in the hallway because, you should have had told me. So this was kind of weird. I don't know where this came from, but Saxe met up with Tate because this is why. He wants Tate to help him get somebody to move the paperwork around for he can help Davis' brother get out of jail. Tate said he don't do nothing for free. So I don't know why you asking me a favor. We need to talk about what you gonna do for me. Because that's how I roll. And then Saxe said, you can have my watch. And Tate said, I don't want that raggedy ass watch. What is wrong with you? What do I look like? I'm not a crackhead. I'm a politician. I don't take watches. I take favors. So this is the favor I need for you. I need you to get Davis to run for office against my opponent, and we want to slander his ass all over the place. That way, I look like the clean guy that didn't have anything to do with this. And, I don't think it's a bad plan. Sack said he could do that. I don't remember Davis saying anything about want to be no politician. So how are you gonna get Davis to do that?
He ain't gonna do it.
I mean,
I guess if he want his brother out, I guess he gonna have to do what he gotta do.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad plan, but So while they finish up their conversation, here comes Jenny. What is she doing there? Oh, I know what she's doing there. Now she needs a favor. Now, because Sax knows Lauren.
That pissed me all the way off right there.
He needs her like she's like, sorry. Sorry about all of that.
No.
Are you happy now, Gina?
Damn, Gina.
I mean, so their conversation goes from, because he's still in his feelings, and you're looking at him and he in his feelings, and she's pretty much like, nigga, this is how this is gonna go. So then they like low-key start blackmailing each other. So she like, look, if you was gonna say something, you would have been had said something. So I know you're not gonna say nothing. And he was like, how exactly did you even get them to give you the go-ahead on any of this? And then he realized it's because you have me as the CI. That's how you managed to maneuver through this whole thing. So not only did you get played, you got played again. You're probably getting played some more. So yeah, keep paying attention to Jenny, because she's been using you this whole time. But I really feel like he's starting to realize that, because he asked her, like, look, did you ever trust me ever?
No.
He followed up with, look, if you don't cooperate, we're going to have to bring out this information about you having a gun down to the place where Ghost got shot that night. And so,
she just
what?
Shit.
We're bringing that up, Jenny? Yeah, so anyway, on top of bringing up this, like, business with Ghost down to the truth, she said that basically she will rope him in on this RICO charge too. So, how you like me now, Sax?
He dirty.
Well, I mean, I don't think this is gonna work in her favor. Like when
I don't need to. I can't wait till she get hers. Her and
she's gonna get her face cracked, and he gonna be standing there next to Davis. Like, bitch.
Yep.
Well, we could find another basic looking ass attorney that wants to slide up and down on the thing now. Shit. So Tariq rented this fancy car so he could take Effie out on a special date. She's all excited about, the get together and what have you. And so while they're taking this long ride out to, we don't know where they're going in the middle of the wilderness, he starts confessing things about, his family and the things that he's done and the mistakes that he's made, and how he thought, when he took out that dude that, killed Raina, he thought that was going to be the end of it, but it just kept snowballing into another thing and another thing and another thing. And, and he asked her, like, does she have any secrets? And she sat there with a very solemn face and shared, like, with him how her mama used to be dealing with all these different dudes. And she had one dude that her mother was dealing with that basically liked to touch her. Sucks. And trying to find out, like, she married him. When she told her mother what he was doing, her mother turned around and married him. That's terrible. And Tariq is like, damn, that's tight. Anything else you want to share with the class?
He didn't have nothing for it. He could have showed a little bit of
I'm sorry that happened to you. What else? What else you got? So right about the time he said that, because I feel like she thought that was a moment. She thought that was a moment where they were like opening up to each other and becoming vulnerable with each other. She then realized, like, I feel like I've been here before. Tariq, where we going? So Tariq pulls up to the spot where she pushed Lauren in that water that night. And so she like, oh damn. So he, they get out the car and he start questioning her about what happened. And she basically told him, I did it for you. I did this for you because you didn't do the shit. She's a snitch. That snitches get stitches. That's the rule. And he's like, she's a civilian. She is not in that life. You messed up everything because now the FBI has an investigation against me.
Since when you care about a civilian? When the teachers a civilian that he killed first and started all of this?
He stepped himself all up in the business.
He's a
I
civilian.
didn't come after him. And I wasn't in love with him. He loves Lauren.
Carrie was a civilian.
I didn't kill her. Monet did that.
It's all lead back to Tariq.
Listen. He said it's Effie's fault. And Effie was like, man, first, when he confronted her for a real quick second, she reached for her gun. Effie, I don't know what she was going to do with the gun, but I mean, I guess, girl, you never know. You got to be prepared. Even when
you better.
Even when you go to Tariq, you better stay strapped. So, after, she told him she did it for him and it was something that she did because he didn't do it. He basically said, F you and find your way home, and left her out there at that place in the middle of nowhere where Lauren got pushed in the water. Lauren meets up with Saxe, and she's so upset because Tariq is innocent. And Saxe is like, well, hold on now. Tariq might have didn't have nothing to do with that, but he's far from innocent. But this picture that Saxe is painting of Tariq, I was like, well, that's not accurate either. Like, you paint him out to be this boy that was groomed to run this drug empire, and that's not how that went. And you know that Tariq just kind of, is a product of his environment for the most part. Now, none of that was supposed to be happening. But that's what they do. They railroad you. He's out here with her, believing now that Tariq is some type of murdering drug dealer.
And she'll turn against him. That's why they should have killed her in the first damn place. Everyone wrong. She was going to turn against him anyway.
Well, yeah. Just like homeboy that went off to play basketball, OKC. This is why you don't need that.
That's why you leave. He left. Effie was finna tell.
Look,
I'm not
gonna be no ride or die all the way to the penitentiary. But if the cops show up, I don't know. No, I don't know. I got no answers for you. Not finna wear no wire.
You know what I'm saying? She ain't part of life. If he knew she was gonna turn, it was gonna be bad. She was gonna have to go.
Well, she didn't do a good job. She didn't make her go. She made her stay. And so now they're in all big trouble, allegedly. Effie and Braden show up to the coffee spot, and Tariq got security out there. They've been kicked out of the business. Tariq, how do you kick them out of the business?
Tariq, did you forget that he said if y'all don't do what y'all supposed to do, all of y'all was gonna get it?
Everybody,
your grandmama and everybody. Didn't you?
Diana is first. We out. Anyway.
So now you being damn emotional.
Yeah, he
making
is.
Dumb decisions. Because you and your feelings about a girl who's finna turn on your dumb ass.
That you ain't had no business being with in the first place. You just as bad as Ghost messing with the daggone FBI, thinking, love will conquer all.
She got Picky killed on the other show she was on with the White House.
So what not happening? What?
The Tyler Perry show with the White House.
Oh, watch that one. Who got Kiki killed?
She got Picky killed. Lauren.
Don't mess with Lauren.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't even know she knew Tyler Perry.
Oh yeah, she knows.
Well, Effie and Braden is outside arguing because you the one, it's your fault this happened, and they arguing like sisters and brothers, and so they like forget you too, and so they walking off mad because Tariq locked them out the building. Kane wants to know where is everybody, nigga, because The Wakanda done said we got to
That's
handle
what
this.
I'm with. I know this is the first time I'm with him. You know what I'm saying? I
Talk
used to
about.
side with
He's
Kane.
like,
but
oh, I know what happened. You done found out one bitch then took out another bitch. Well, that has nothing to do with me. I don't know what you're gonna do about that, but what we need to do is go get thing one and thing two back over here so we can move this weight, because it ain't gonna happen,
exactly.
just like that.
You're just like your daddy, catching feelings, and now you done messed the whole game up.
He was like, well, so what's your plan? You taking people out? Are you planning to take me out? Because I live for this moment, and you know this. Tariq is like, I ain't think about you. No, that ain't what you want, Tariq. Sometimes you need to know your limits. And I think that ain't gonna be an easy one to handle. So yeah, it's best that you like fall back just a little bit. So Kane, what's his name? Kane calls Braden to be like, what the hell is going on? Why weren't y'all at the thing to pick up to, and Braden is like, Tariq kicked us out. And Kane is like, you're an idiot. That's your business. Your building. You're running things. You the one that took the blame for the last stuff while this dude is still so come on.
Right.
Man up, get your balls, find your balls, do something with it. And while you're doing that, here's these insurance papers. Figure out what to do with that, keep the family money together. What you really need to do is invest in our family business. What you really need to do is get Tariq's ass together, and then I'll think about investing our money in y'all's family business. So that's how that went. See, Monet, he not that stupid. He knew who to take the paperwork to, at least, to get the thing together. So be very aware that Kane is not as stupid as you think he is, Monet. We down to the house at the repast. That's what they called it. Hey, Big Mike. Big Mike came through. He threw a little cash on the table, like condolences and all.
Big Mike from the woods.
Yeah, child. And he got an eye on Monet. He like him grown and sexy. I mean, he could get it. He's a little package, but who knew? Big Mike from the wood. Drew still wants the Russians. I don't know what's wrong with Drew, but I think this is ridiculous. Monet tells Drew just calm down, and she's about to put him in charge, and so he's excited about that because now he's about to be, taking Daddy's place. Why is the TA over here to the Tejada house? Because he's clearly not comfortable.
Disrespectful. Who let them in the house?
This girl is at the repast mourning her father. I feel like any other time, not today, would be the conversation that, this is not the conversation to have. Listen, skinny TA, we have choices in this life. You chose to get yourself involved with the family of, is it called a cartel over here? What is it called over here?
Drug dealers.
Okay, well, that part. Gangsters, street stuff, all of it.
We know you know all about it.
Over here.
Been doing
now, especially now, in Flint, where the house be where you don't, you know what I'm saying? You either rolling up in there or you know better than to take your ass up in there. I would say much the same around here. Probably I just, I'm too old to engage. I don't know any of that thing. I don't know about any of that life. I'm a Jason child. I ain't up in it. I ain't finna snitch, but I ain't finna go down with you. Anyway, he telling her, that she didn't need to associate herself with all them gangsters and criminals. Or no, what she should have done was go down there and holler at Big Mike and thank him for bringing that package by. Girl, get the TA out of there. Unfortunately, he did. The Big Mike has got his eye on Monet, and I think he gonna get lucky. I'm not looking forward to it because Monet is whack. But anyway, He had to get thrown out because he don't know how to act. I think he's gonna turn into a psycho.
I think he's a snitch.
I think he crazy.
He's too old anyway. I think he a police or something.
It's a possibility. I mean, that's Stansfield. I didn't know all these cops be down to the Ivy League. Jesus. You
Wow.
just go to the community college.
That's because Tariq came up in there rocking their world, so had to put some plants up in there.
He didn't just rock their world. Braden is a mess, and all of them.
They ain't gonna blame Braden. Then you just see Braden walked away and got a job.
I'm not saying they're gonna blame him. I'm just saying he came up in there just like Tariq did.
Right.
Because they was messy before they got to Stanfield. They was messy where
they be like that.
School.
We know they be like that in the prep school. But who ain't getting away with it is a black dude that come up in there because he black. And then they gonna put they people up in there. They ain't putting their people in there for Braden. They ain't care. They got generations of people doing that.
Braden don't go to jail.
Right.
Tariq, speaking of, he over there to the office building with his access denied. Now, Tariq, you thought you was just going to walk right back up in there and carry on business as usual? You beat the shit out of Braden yesterday. Well, they said no. Braden said, look here. He came downstairs, they had a little conversation. He was like, listen, I'm sorry. All of that was Epi's fault. Now, we family, and family is supposed to forgive each other. And Tariq is all like, yeah, you just like my family. Y'all is all liars. And he walked out. He needs a minute, Braden, because he forgot, like, without you, really, he cannot handle any of this all on his own. Y'all been rocking since I said prep school. And he came equipped with that brown skin of his. So, you know. And his last name is St. Patrick. He not Kiki. Kiki's parents probably is doctors and lawyers and shit. Like, she probably came from actual wealth.
Mm-hmm.
So Tariq, he's in his feelings still. He goes over to Raina's grave. He's talking about how he can't trust anybody, how everybody's a liar. And then here comes Granny, and she like, you a liar, nigga. Now, and I'm sitting up here all by myself. It's because of you. And I mean, Granny, was that why though, for real? Because you was down to the stove and letting the baby girl catch the house on fire. You was turning up a lot, Granny. But anyway, she's still mad about that.
She by herself because of him.
Yeah, because everybody's gone. Well, he had a moment, him and his granny. He told her maybe it is time for him to just get out the life. And I was thinking, no, you can't do that though, Tariq. The people just told you last week that you got the job. It's a permanent position.
Like you forgot. He's forgetting a lot. Like, did they not exist in his world?
I'm just saying.
Acting like your daddy.
That's what his granny said. You just like your daddy. And he gone too. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Drew meets Gordo down to the bar. He telling Gordo, look, it was the Russians and I need to like take these Russians out and I need manpower. And Gordo is like, the Russians? Now that's a big one. Did you ask Kane first? Gordo's like, Drew was like, I don't gotta ask Kane because I'm in charge now. So I just need you to go with what I'm asking. And Gordo is like, I guess because honestly, I would do the same thing if it was my father.
I bet.
Gordo. So Diana's, she's mourning. She over at the dorm. She turning up with her friends and they, drinking and such. And then Tariq shows up to check on her. And, the friends realize, let me just let her have a little moment alone, with homeboy. So the friends get up. They take the liquor and bounce. It was, who was it? The roommate. It was Keisha.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Justin. Hey, Justin. Justin, I didn't know you went down to the Stansfield.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they ran into the skinny TA on the way out, and they like, she got company. She not checking for you. And he's like, company, like, where did you go on with these flowers? What is that supposed to do? Leave her alone. That's what she told you to do. Jesus. I guess he left because, you know, he didn't interrupt what
I'm
was
surprised he
going
ain't
on.
knock at the door.
I thought he was, but you know, little puffy son told him she got another nigga in there, so you might as well just bounce. So Tariq is trying to, you know, convince Diana to, you know, work with him. She's like, nope, not doing that. Poppy said I ain't have to do that no more. I was doing it down to the candy store and I'm not doing it. Now I just need to figure out, you know, where to, you know, stash these bricks that he brought over here. And he like, you was the one down to the candy store. Oh, okay, that was pretty smart, was it? Because it seems like everybody knows about it. So, I mean, I guess, you know, folks like all up in it need to know what's happening. But if it's that, I'm very confused by that. Do everybody know? Because apparently everybody supposed to know. But she said she ain't doing it no more. He said, don't worry about it. She could just go ahead and stash them bricks in the lockers. Because we still, you know, the lockers are still a thing. I don't know why they weren't removed, but you know, they're still there, and we know that because Effie was using the lockers for her business. He basically like lends his shoulder for her to cry on, and she took not just the shoulder but the lap and the lips, and you know, next thing you know, she you know, up on it. And she paused for a second, and she said, "What about Effie?" And he said, "We broke up." So then, you know, they went on, took it on to Pound Town.
He don't even like you.
No, and she knows that. He just being ruthless right now because he mad.
So you just gonna let him just do it because he mad at Effie. He trying to prove a point to Effie. He used you like an idiot.
Well, you know, she low key still mad at Effie for hooking up with him anyway. So they're using each other. And
no,
I mean,
this girl like Tariq. I believe she like Tariq.
Diana, wasn't you just bouncing on the TA yesterday? Y'all gonna have to do better. Like, give your vagina a break between.
She like this boy, and she playing herself.
Tariq, well, she been told, but you know, I guess she'll find out. And look like Tariq just gonna have scorned women everywhere, and that's not a smart place to be in, Tariq. Just saying.
Just like his
anyway. So Drew took his happy ass down to the liquor store. I mean, down to the bar to deliver some liquor to the Russians. So he's dressed up in a delivery boy costume. He walks up in there. The Russian lady is like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And he was like, "Came to deliver." And she's all like, "He hates everyone." And he like, "Hey, girl, you look cute." I don't even know what that was all about. It was just all very weird. And because Drew told her that she looked cute, she slid him her number. Girl, he don't want it. But anyway, then she told him that the man was right back there being an asshole. So you can go on back there if you want to. So Drew goes back there with the delivery. Homeboy is like, put it over there and get the fuck out. And I'm like, well, he's pleasant. I'm just saying, that's how you talk to the delivery people. He said that, and then Drew gonna walk up on him like, you know, all slow motion, like, and then you hear shots fired, and then Drew stuck him with a knife, twisted up real good, and then pulled it out. And the Russian just fell over and then bleed out on the booth. And then Gordo and all the gang that he is Gordo in charge, because I felt like the first time they had a conversation, like Gordo does have brothers, right? Aren't there supposed to be discussions had?
I guess see the king.
Because Gordo be making decisions without consulting with people. So now him and the gang is down there to the Russian bar shooting the thing up. And, you know, they took out the person that supposedly killed Lorenzo, and Drew thinks he done a damn thing because the Russians just finna go away. Now this is 2 Russians. They done took out 2 Russians. So Effie's still hustling. She around here trying to figure out how she gonna get her paper, because at the end of the day, besides her little broken heart, Effie has a number. She been kicked out the coffee company, and she still got to get her money, pay her tuition. So she shows up at Diana's door talking about, girl, you might as well forget that candy store thing because everybody know about it. And if everybody know about it, if I know about it, everybody know about it. And the only way for you to get your shit together, you need to team up with me, working with me. And Diana was like, I ain't doing that no more. It don't matter because they already know it's you anyway. So you need to go ahead and work with me so we can get this money. Only thing I need you to do is don't tell Tariq because not until we get everything set up. And so when she did that, Diana opened the door and Tariq sitting there on the bed talking about, hey, Effie, you just need to twist the knife, twist it some more, make her more mad than she already is.
That's not smart on his
At all. At
dumb.
all. She gonna turn around and talk to the Fed.
Effie ain't gonna talk to the feds, but Effie gonna turn to Kane and then they gonna turn against him.
She told Diana, just all you gotta do is shut up and let me do the thinking. Really? I'm
You're
just
right.
gonna
Girl,
girl, get the
Diana
fuck
ain't
outta
smart.
here.
Diana ain't smart.
I'm smart enough to know I ain't finna let you do my thinking, girl. You better get the hell away from me.
Hell, that's what everybody else do for her.
Who?
Diana
The
ain't
thing-
fought one time. The one time she did think she got her damn cousin killed and pop in everybody because of yeah,
I bet you I don't let Effie do the thinking. I feel like Effie ain't got my best interest at heart. That's all I'm saying.
she ain't now. She ain't now for sure.
No, yeah, she doesn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's whatever. Whatever's clever. What did Effie say? You gotta do what you gotta do, girl. You got to do what you gotta do. Now Braden is down here to the office, and he got Kane's insurance plan, and he done took it to Kiki. That this insurance policy has been passed 3 times already, and I don't even know how much money we talking about. But he asked Kiki, like, can he need her to help him, like, set up a account, keep the money clean. And I'm assuming that that's the plan, is to launder the money through the insurance policy. So Kiki was like, I mean, I'll help you, but what is my cut? Because I done seen how much money you clocking when, I picked up your phone, and I'm not crazy. So if you want me to do some work for you, you gonna pay for it. What you call them? Trust fund, nigga. And he was like, bet, because he liked Kiki. Kiki, are you riding?
And he got the money, so it ain't nothing.
Come on. I mean, and Kiki, if you got to be with somebody, Weston is a good way to go. I like Braden better than I like Lucas. And I really have a feeling that Uncle Lucas hit that. I don't know why, but that's how I feel. So Diana's dumbass is stashing the bricks up to the locker where the surveillance camera is watching.
Mass.
Good job. In the meantime, Tariq is setting up a meeting with somebody named Estelle. So we don't know who Stella is initially. So he's like carrying some work around in a book bag. Like, I guess, like, I'm gonna be like just starting to look at people carrying duffel bags and stuff. Like, just people just be walking around. Listen, I need to see where y'all keeping these manila envelopes. Don't sit your envelope down because I'm broke and I need all the help I can get. And I feel like every time I see one of them envelopes, it be full of cash. And what you gonna do? Report it stolen? I don't think so. Anyway, Tariq going down to the subway, and there's somebody obviously following him. I see him following Tariq, like not even secretly. So I don't know why Tariq doesn't see this man, especially when you're carrying all this work in your book bag. But hey, so he gets on the subway. He feels like a little awkward. He jumps off the subway, and Wakanda jumps off with him. Wakanda is like, "Where is you going?" Because they didn't got the word that Tariq is trying to bounce. And Tariq is like, I'm trying to deliver this work. I don't know what you talk about. So they yacked him up and took him somewhere. And Tariq told Wakanda, yeah, I'm trying to deliver this work, and you just like put a ringer in the plan. So when it come up, I'm gonna tell Norma exactly what happened. And Wakanda didn't like that. So he was like, you ain't finna tell Norma nothing. Is Wakanda working behind Norma's back?
It seemed like it. I don't think he want to do that.
He should probably don't do that. Dang. Anyway, Wakanda. he pulled out a gun and was like, "You ain't telling Norma nothing." So I guess he kind of played his hand because Tarika's now like, so you doing stuff behind her back. I got
Mhm.
you.
Mhm.
They let him go and he went directly outside and called Granny and let her know like she's being sent over where his mama and sister is and what's her name, Jazz. He's being sent over there, like I guess in the witness protection program. I mean, I hope Wakanda got resources. I don't know if that's gonna be good enough to read, but at least Granny won't be there by herself. So
Right.
I ain't mad at that. And I'm guessing Estelle probably is not necessarily a connect, and it's probably somebody who, I feel like that was a decoy. He decoyed himself so that they could go ahead and get Granny somewhere safe. That's what I think.
She was on that list. She definitely
Who?
was on that list, Granny.
Granny was on the list, but I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, I think that whole thing Tariq did as a setup to throw them off. Like, he knew they was probably following him, so he figured if he did something different, they'd be having all eyes on him while Granny could, because who the fuck is Estelle? We don't know Estelle. Besides probably somebody that's gonna get Granny up out of town. He didn't miraculously just find somebody to take a bag of bricks to. I don't think that's what's happening. It's time for the funeral, child. We down to the funeral at the Catholic Church with all the gangsters. The Catholic Church is full of the hood.
That's how it was with Ghost.
Davis was there. Well, I mean, at least Ghost was like a prestigious person in the community.
They all go to the Catholic Church. So was my boy from American Gangster Frank Lucas when he got caught. They was at the Catholic Church and they came out and the police was out there. That's the spot.
We grew up Catholic. I ain't never seen none of that out down to the church now.
That's the spot.
Oh.
You better watch them Black Catholics.
Well, Davis is there. I'm not assigned to anything.
That's the spot.
I said I grew up that way, but I'm not assigned to anything. Davis was there and Big Mike was there. Hey, Big Mike. And the feds were there. Detective Jenny, DA Jenny and her friend detective, they sitting down to the church while Diana gives a heartfelt speech. They sitting there with a picture of her putting bricks in the locker on the roof of the school.
Dummy.
Why is they there with that? Why is they bringing it to you sitting in the daggone church with a file just so you can look at it? Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, that's her. Yep, let's size her up. Yep, that's
You
what
been
she
knew.
like.
You was just at her house last week when the police got taken.
She was upstairs getting banged. She didn't come down.
Yeah. So Kane has a little chat with Lorenzo down to the casket. And they, he takes the chain and pushes the chain on like he appointed himself, I guess, the new, standing in Poppy's shoes. But man, remember him and Poppy had a little conversation, on the way back from, when the KKK almost killed him and they, reaffirmed their bond and, they have an understanding. So I feel like Kane is not gonna let that shit go, Monet. So
he is Junior. You know what I'm saying?
Just saying, Monet, you should be aware that, Kane is he got that one eye on you. So while the boys are carrying the casket out, of course, the Russians pull up in a black SUV because that's what they do. And then it's a full-blown shootout at the fume. What happened to the casket? Did they just drop it down?
That's the best way to hold up against you to block the bullet.
I was like, I can't remember. Like, I guess they got the casket in the car before the actual shootout happened. But yeah, they down to the fume, just having a whole shootout in the parking lot. Now the fans was there. I did see Davis back his ass right back up in that church. He was coming out. He slid back in. Now the fans was in there. I don't know if they like left early or missed the shootout, but they were there and then they weren't. Gordo right there, like doing things like Gordo shooting like he's not the one that actually did it. Oh
I'm
my God.
surprised them two cops ain't try to arrest everybody because they seem like them chicks. You know what I'm saying?
No, they just came to look at Diana. They must have left before the action really popped off. Kane is mad because he's like, Drew, you did this shit. Like, you got the Russians coming after. This is unnecessary. We don't even know what's what. And Monet is like, well, he did what he had to do. He did the right thing. So Kane is like, oh, you co-signing this. And so, yeah, Drew's back in charge. And so they, going back and forth of like, who is that? Which one is that that's always BMF? BMF over there always running around talking about he's the number 2. Well, now these two is fighting over who gonna be the number 1. Child, neither one of y'all.
Monet. Because she clearly running everything, been running.
She's running things. So, Drew sitting over there with a Chester grin on his face, like to Kane, like, you're not in charge anymore. Yeah, I am. So Kane, he goes to visit Effie. He could not wait to do that. Effie over there mad. She about to blow up the coffee website because Tariq is pissing her off. And Kane is like, calm down, don't do that, because if you mess that up, then you're messing it up for all of us. And let's remember, Wakanda's still there, and we still gotta, deal with that. So she is like, I don't give a shit. And so he was like, listen, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna slide you some bricks so you can keep getting your money on the side, and Tariq don't have nothing to do about it. Effie, them bricks gonna cost you. You're gonna have to give up more than just a thank you, girl. He's we know what it is. Tariq meets Braden down to that spot by the water where Tommy always be standing. Now I thought Tommy was in Chicago, but they over here standing by that spot over by the water. Tariq realizes he can't do nothing without Braden. So whether we like each other or not, we're gonna have to work together because that's just the position that we have found ourselves in. And pretty much after they wrapped up that conversation, he gets a text from Lauren. So of course he's got to go see what does Lauren want.
It's a setup.
I don't know. He should just go ahead and dick her down and tell her that he broke up with Effie so she'd just chill a little bit. Davis calls Monet and says the feds got the Russians tied up, so they don't have to worry about that for right now, but they should lay low. Wasn't they supposed to be laying low from last week? This is not laying low. So, Monet, somebody need to explain to her what lay low really looks like, because starting a war with the Russians ain't laying low.
Well, she didn't start it. Drew started it. Because she told Drew to chill out. Drew did that on his own.
He said to tell her family need to lay low. Why you got this boy thinking you in charge? Well, child, they went home and Lorenzo was sitting at the dining room table. And now he told her, you think you got away with this, basically, but when them kids find out what you did, it's not going to be pretty. And that's where we going to end it, with Lorenzo still here at the table, like he ain't dead from last week. Child.
Headline.
No, he's not. It's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. But I'm more interested to see how Davis is gonna play DA Jenny, because I can't wait to see her face cracked. I enjoyed watching her face get cracked last time when Davis ate that ass up, and she about to get it again. And next time you get somebody to fall in love with you, girl, you should probably break up with them nicely. And don't dog the shit out of them and tell them, shut the fuck up or I'm gonna make you go to jail. So
hold on.
On that note, is D coming?
I don't think so. He's up in the
While he's playing, I'm gonna tell y'all, don't forget again to subscribe to our channel. Smash that thumbs up button. Drop down in the comment section and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.